up? My name's Lindsay and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. And today I'm showing you guys the second episode of the men's DIY button-up shirt. So the first episode I posted in August, so you can go check that out. I'll link it below. But today we're going to be making this dress. So if you're interested, then stay tuned and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So I got this shirt from the thrift store and I really liked it's sort of like plaid, but it's more like checkered, I don't know, but I just thought that this would make a good pattern for a dress. And when you buy yours, just make sure that it's kind of long enough to be a dress. It doesn't matter how wide it is because we're going to be cutting it down, but as long as it's long enough. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is cut off the sleeves. So just cut them off before the seam, I guess, or you can do it after, it doesn't matter. And then make sure to save the sleeves because we need them for the straps later. Next, just button up the top button. We're going to be cutting the shirt as high up as possible so that we get as much length as possible to work with. Now we got to remove that pocket. So I just used a seam ripper to do this. And the last one we made holes and I showed you how to fix it if you make holes. But for this one, really try not to make holes. It'll be kind of hard to cover that up. I guess you could just put darts along the dress, but that's going to make it more complicated. So just try to make no holes, take your time, and take the pocket out. Now I just use white eyeliner to draw on the dress, but you can use white chalk, and then just grab a dress that fits you sort of the way that you want your dress to fit, or if you don't, you can take your own measurements, but I find this to be easier, and then you can just kind of use that as a guide to make your dress. Now fold a plaid shirt in half, and then fold the dress in half and line those up. Once those are lined up well, then you can draw the outline of the dress and make sure you give it enough room for seam allowance and any fit adjustments. It's always easier to take it in. Now just cut the dress out of the shirt, and as you'll notice, I decided to not take any off the bottom just to give me more length to work with. Now we have to flip the two pieces because when we sew the seams, we want them to be on the inside. So take the bottom piece and the top piece and flip them so that they are now facing each other. And then just grab your pins and pin all the way along the two seams, and we're gonna sew that now. Now that the dress is sewed, we want to flip it not inside out, but outside, right? I don't know. Anyway, so that the dress is back out again, and now you'll see that the seam is on the inside. Now before we hem the top of the dress, we're going to make the straps first. So grab those sleeves and cut off the cuffs, and then open the sleeve up. I only ended up needing one sleeve, so you can put the other sleeve away. And we're going to cut that sleeve basically in two, so that we make two straps. First, I just used my straightener and flattened everything because I don't have an iron, and I love using a straightener instead. It's so much easier and faster. So now I just cut the sleeve in two to make the straps as wide as possible to have as much to work with, and then I folded them over and I'm lining them up to make them the same size. I kind of use the squares of the pattern of the shirt to help guide me, and basically I use the lines to figure out where I want the straps. Anyways, you guys figure it out. You can also just measure it. I double checked with a ruler too. Then just pin it, and it's time to sew them. I just sewed along the line that was already there, which was way easier. I didn't have to draw a line. Now that the straps are sewed, just cut off all the excess fabric, and then we're gonna invert them. So to invert them, you can use an inverter, but I just use what are those called? I just use a safety pin, and then I basically hook it on and then put it all the way through and pull the strap through. You could also probably just do it with your fingers if the strap is wide enough. Depends how wide you made it. But yeah, that's how I do it. Now that both your straps are inverted, we're going to use a straightener to flatten them out so they're not so bubbly or poofy. So now that your straps are done, we're going to hem the top of the dress. So open it up and then fold down the top with pins all the way along. I folded the back a bit more down because I didn't want it as high up. Do it how you like it. So now that the dress is hemmed, we're actually going to add the straps on before actually sewing the top of the dress. That way it's kind of all lined up and cohesive. So what I did is I inverted the end of the strap just so that there was no fraying in the future or whatever. And then I just flattened the end with the straightener. And then I lined it up on the dress. And then I did the same thing with the other one and lined it up on the dress. Now before sewing it, you can attach the back of the straps on, but what I did is I sewed it first and then I measured where I want the back of the straps just so that it all fit well. I find that to be easier. It's too hard for me to line it up both times. But when your straps are all sewed on, then you're done and you have a brand new dress to wear. Thanks so much for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and press subscribe if you want to see more videos like it. If you guys made this, then let me know in the comments, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Have an awesome day!